Happy Monday, guys. Happy verse sharing Monday. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another episode of verse sharing Mondays with me, Buntle. If you are new to my channel and you haven't subscribed, please do the right thing and do subscribe to my channel. And if you're a returning subscriber, I just want to say thank you. Your support is truly appreciated. And please do comment below, guys. If you've enjoyed this video after watching it, please do hit the like button, share this video with friends, with anyone you know, anyone you would like to share this video with. So let's get into it. So today I'll be reading from Exodus 3 verses 4 and 14, and I'll also do a background referring back to Exodus 2. And like, the reason I chose this chapter is because I'm currently meditating on it. I'm just currently going through Exodus, and I found it really just in some way beautiful, because I feel like it's speaking to my insecurities and it's just helping me get through certain things. It's helping me to understand that sometimes things don't always make sense. Sometimes I won't always feel called. Sometimes I don't feel worthy enough, but God still, He loves me the way I am. He still go choose me over and over again. Like, He's not gonna choose somebody else to do what He's called me to do. And we all have a purpose. We all have things that we are called to do. But let me get straight into it, because now I'm speaking a bit too much, don't you think? Okay. So Exodus 3 verse 14. When the Lord saw that he turned away from the flock to look, God called to him from the midst of the bush and said, Moses, Moses. And he said, here I am. So background story. As we know, Moses was Hebrew, raised with the Egyptians, with Pharaoh and them. And as he grew up, his heart actually, it really grieved his heart to see how the Israelites were treated. And one day he felt so burdened, like his heart really felt burdened. And he saw an Egyptian guard on his own and decided, what, I'm going to kill this man, because I really don't like how he's treating the Israelites. Like, it's not fair, And I mean, if we're being honest, to defend Moses, look at how he was raised. He was raised in an environment where most issues were resolved with conflict. So if you did something wrong, you would definitely pay some sort of punishment, and sometimes that meant death. So when I look at Moses, his motives and his heart was right. His heart and his motives were really just in the right place. But the way he chose to action it was actually the problem. But later on, Moses then found out that, what? Somebody saw me killing this Egyptian man. I'm gonna run away because actually, I am so scared of Pharaoh, because I know I will be beheaded, right? But it still says, moving over. This all happened in Exodus 2, right? And hence I said there's a background story. But going forth, in Exodus 3, when the Lord saw that he turned away from the flock to look, God called to him from the midst of the bush and said, Moses, Moses. And he said, here I am. Regardless of what Moses did, regardless of the fact that Moses was seen as he committed a sin of murder, Moses made a mistake. That did not define him. The Lord still chose to choose Moses. The Lord still chose to call upon Moses. The Lord still had a plan for Moses. The Lord still had purpose for Moses. So sometimes you won't see yourself as worthy. Sometimes you won't think you got it good enough. Sometimes you will think you are defined by so many other things. But after Moses did all of this, he was still called. The Lord still called Moses. In Exodus 3, the Lord calls to Moses, and Moses responds with, here I am. So you are chosen. To the Lord, we are worthy. Sometimes we feel like, how could God call me? How is it that I have a purpose? I'm not always the greatest person, but you have a purpose. God intends for you to fulfill your purpose if we would just allow him. The most important thing that Moses did is that he responded. He responded to the Lord's calling. Are we responding to the Lord's calling? So point number 1. You are chosen regardless of what you've done, regardless of your mistakes, regardless of not being perfect. The Lord has chosen us. But the most important thing is, the verse says, God called to him from the midst of the bush, and Moses said, "Here I am." When I read this, "Here I am," this to me sounded like some form of surrender. This to me, the way I understood it was, "Here I am, Lord. Use me, Lord. I am here, oh Lord, willing to listen to you. Oh Lord, I am here, your faithful disciple, Lord, willing to do your mighty works, Lord." I'm not saying this it's always easy. This can be so scary at times. I mean, sometimes you don't even know what are the plans the Lord has. Sometimes he'll call you in a totally different direction. He'll ask you to stop certain things you've been doing, and it's not necessarily always easy. But working towards that one step at a time, and not concentrating so much on getting to the end result, will help you not get so overwhelmed. I know at times you might not feel qualified, but honestly, who really feels qualified to do what God has called them to do? There's so many things we do in our daily lives that can become so shameful, that can really condemn us. But God is not like us. God is none. Like, he's so kind. He's just like, if your heart's like, if your heart's in the right place, I can work with that. Like, I can send conviction upon your life, child. That's how kind our God is. So the Lord sent Moses. So the Lord said to Moses, "Listen, Moses, I'm gonna send you to the Israelites and to Pharaoh, and you go tell them that I'm gonna send you to get the Israelites out of this land of Egypt." And Moses was like, "Lord, wait, hold up, Lord. Like, are you really calling me?" And I mean, this reminds me, of all the times where insecurity is always at that door. Because I mean, think about it. Doesn't that remind you of the times where you haven't felt good enough? I mean, listen to this, right? Moses heard this and he was clearly not having it. "Who am I to be able to do such a thing, Lord?" Moses asked. "Who am I to be able to do such a thing?" Don't you sometimes ask yourself? Or do you sometimes find yourself asking yourself, why do I deserve that position? What makes me worthy enough for that position? Why would the Lord put the idea in my mind to start a business? I don't know one thing about starting a business. I don't know one thing about working as a leader. Sometimes the Lord has called you to lead, and because insecurity is just there lurking in the background, you've told yourself, "I'm not adequate enough, I'm not good enough, I'm not this, you have so many excuses. Doesn't this remind you? Because Moses was like, he was like, "Here I am." As soon as the Lord was like, "Yo, Moses, this is what I want to do through you," he was like, "Hey, me, Lord. Sure. Hi, Lord, I don't know if I can do it." And sometimes the ideas that the Lord has put in our minds, we question it. We say, "Lord, I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I'm good enough to do what you have called me to do, what you are currently asking me to do." And we find ourselves brushing off the ideas the Lord has given us. We find ourselves telling ourselves that there's some silly little idea I've put in my mind. But let me tell you, nothing is silly. Why would the idea have formed? And please, we all know the difference between right and wrong. And we all know when there's an idea that is only popping in your head due to desire. Like, I'm sure we have that conviction where we can say, this is probably not sent by God, But there are ideas where God has said, "Start this, my child. Do this. Why don't you try this out? Why don't you do this? Why don't you experiment here?" And you've just been like, you know what? Why me? Like, who am I to try this out? Hey, let me tell you, if you don't know, I just want to remind you. Because you know what? Daily, I need to remind myself, you are a magical being. God called you for a time like this. God made you for a time like this. If not you, then who? We all are given purposes. We all are given things to do on this earth. All of us. Everyone has a task here on this earth. Nobody else is going to take up your task. Your task was designed for you. You were anointed for that task. God called upon you, so God will strengthen you. Kind reminder, yet again, I just want to let you know that God intends to use you. He intends to use you to make a difference in people's lives. He intends to use you to put a smile on somebody's face. He intends to use you for his glory, child. He intends to use you. Exodus 3 verse 14. God said to Moses, after Moses had asked him, Lord, who am I to do such a thing? I am who I am. And he said, you shall say this to the Israelites, I am has sent me to you. And I'll be closing this off by just reading in my Bible, like just a summary what Joyce Maya shares with us, what she believes I am means, what she believes God meant by it. What God was really saying when he referred to himself as I am. For one thing, he is so much more. He is so much more that there is no way to explain him properly. How can we describe someone who is everything and wrap it up in one name? When Jesus asked the question about God's identity in Exodus 3 verses 13, eventually the Lord did not want to get into a long dissertation about who he was, because he simply told Moses, you shall say, I am sent me to you. By way of explanation, he preceded his statement, I am who I am, what I am, and I will be what I will be. Verses 14 Amplified Classic. God was saying to Moses, you don't have to worry about Pharaoh or anyone else. I am able to take care of anything you encounter. Whatever you need, I am it. Either I have it or I can get it. If it doesn't exist, I will create it. I have everything covered, not just now, but for all time. Relax. We get so overwhelmed with the end results, and all we have to focus on is taking that one step daily, surrendering daily and saying, Lord, here I am, use me. I'm not perfect. There's probably a lot of things I need to change. There's probably a lot of financial changes I need to probably make, because then I clearly know that whatever you're blessing me with, you intend me to also use to probably bless other people with. You intend me to probably have enough flexi fare to go to an orphanage and just be there for that child and comfort that child, Lord. Be open, be so open to whatever God is doing. And you know, once you're so open to it and you do it with an open heart, it's so rewarding. On your bad days, you just remember how beautiful that moment was. You remember how great it feels to spend time in his presence. And you just want to stay there. Anyway, guys, have a blissful week ahead. I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you just did enjoy this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't. Please continue to share this video. Thank you. Have a blissful week. Bye, guys.